Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Strong Perspectives Podcast. I'm here. I'm your one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong. I'm here with my brothers Damon and Troy Armstrong, with special guest Will Burnett and Willie Davis once he comes on. Um, we're here to talk to you straight and talk to you honest. Guys, how y'all doing today? Bill, you the guest, so we'll let you respond first. How you doing today, brother?
What can you take? You say?
How you doing today, Bill?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain, brother. How the brothers Armstrongs doing, man?
You know, we here.
You here?
We always here.
It's
know what
always
I'm
a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure to be a
Hey,
guest, man. It's always a pleasure.
Damon?
like my dad used to say, I ain't mad with nobody, so I'm all right.
Okay. Troy, how you
That's
doing,
right.
man?
I'm holding it down with both hands, brother.
What Pops used to say sometimes? Hey man, you hold this stuff down while I do what? You know
I'm
what
fucking this duck. You just hold it down.
hmm
You know what I mean? But like I said, guys, you know, we waiting for Willie to come on, Willie Davis to come on, and you know, hey, Bruce Williams in the house, baby. What's up, Biz? How you doing?
All right.
You know,
What
but
Bruce said?
he just in the comments, man.
Oh, tell him I said, what's up?
Yeah,
He can hear you. What's going on, bro?
Is he representing Black Republicans or
Hey, Bill, he was representing that 40 years ago.
something? You remember that, Bruce? You remember that, right?
I'm
You remember
saying,
that,
man.
no, that was a bad rep, man. Because first of all, look, there ain't nothing wrong with caring about your money and your loot, man. You know what I'm saying? Staying away from the riffraff. Y'all was riffraff back in them days.
He was laid back. He was laid back.
Yeah, I ain't seen Bruce, man, since we went to the doggone to the beach, man.
Myrtle Beach,
I think that I
Yeah,
think that
Bruce
was the
want to come
last
on.
time.
Bruce ain't want to come on the street at the time.
Myrtle,
Bruce ain't want to come on.
Black Creek, baby. But what I wanted to say is, guys, since this is Mother's Day weekend, I got the idea of you know, the panel speaking on, you know, what they feel about motherhood and their our moms and all of that. And you know, we'll see you know, what we can how much fun we can have with it. But also I want to put this out here, you know, I tried to get some of my female family members and friends to come on with us this weekend, you know, to get their perspective. You know what I mean? And they're not quite ready to come on, you know, live yet. So we're gonna give them a little bit of time, but they coming. They're coming. This is not just a male situation. This is strong perspective from every angle. Okay. But ladies, if you're watching, hit us in the comments. Talk to us. You know, look, I'll make sure that your statement and your question gets out. Okay. You know what I mean? So what do you think, guys? You know, you think it's a good topic for today?
Mother's are always a good topic, man. I mean, you know, it's our mother, man, affected my life in such a way that the core values, man, the positive core values, man, that I operate under, to this day, were basically ingrained in me by her, man. You know, without saying the actual words, I was able to follow her examples, man, and see how she interacted with people, man, and their reaction to her, was always positive. You know, mom made people feel good about themselves, but she wasn't, you know, like the touchy feely kind of person, but she would tell you, how much she values you and what she's seen in you, you know. and I carry that over into all my relationships. Real.
Hey, Damon, Jaquari, Eric Harris is online.
I see you.
What's up,
What's
Eric?
up,
He
E?
gonna bring, yeah, he gonna bring up the heat again.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
You stole. Look,
He
you
gonna bring
stole
up the
it.
heat again.
And look
It's
here,
a
I
hell
was
of
under
a
pressure, man.
And Bill, when you went in and out, you got that echo now, brother.
Do I?
Yeah.
I can definitely hear you echoing, Keith. Okay. When we come out,
Yeah. Try it again, Bill.
all right, all right, all right.
But
It's a hell of a nick. It's a hell of a nickname for real.
it's a hell of a nickname. Hey, Eric got that. He got that name honest. He got it from Fat Cat, Daryl Tipton. Yeah. All right, Damon. We're gonna stay on the subject, man. Talk about how our mom affected you, brother.
Man, our mom, man, she was a hard taskmaster, man. You know what I'm saying? She expected a man to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So, in raising us, you know what I'm saying? My experience with her is just to give a quick story, man. I'll keep it short. I remember I was popping woolies, man, out in the front yard.
I know, man. My bad, bro. My bad.
I'm listening to you, brother. Go ahead.
I was popping woolies out in the front yard. And I popped and I fell all the way back, man, and I came down on my elbows, right? And just skinned it all the way down to the bone. And I'm like, man, this is the worst thing that ever could happen to you. I was probably about 10 years old or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I said, man, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to her, brother. So I went in the house, bleeding, and I showed our mom what happened. And she looked at me and she said, y'all know how we should do that. Took me to the bathroom, patched me up. And I'm like, Mom, I think I need to go to the hospital. You all right. What you better not do is go out there and be afraid to pop a woolly again.
Gotcha.
I said, no, I'm good. She was like, okay, then don't pop a woolly again. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. But if you quit, you know what I'm saying, then ain't nothing I can do for you. Ain't nothing I can say. So I sat there on the bathroom on the toilet seat for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, damn, is my mama challenging me and shit? I said, if my mama challenging me, and I got up and I was like, Ma, I think I want to go out there and pop a woolly. She said, yeah, go out there and pop a woolly. You know what I'm saying? Did you learn anything, son? I said, yeah. She said, what did you learn? Not to fall. When Papa Willie said, okay, now go out there and Papa Willie then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bottom line is she didn't baby me. I could tell she was concerned about the wounds and shit.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But all she wanted me to do was go out there and try again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then she was willing to take me to the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was like, go out there and try, man, and don't quit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I took from our mom. She didn't get hysterical. She was like, well, what you do wrong? You know what I'm saying? She took me through the process. And I went out there, man, bandaged up and everything, man. And I rode a woolly for about 2 seconds. And I was like, shit, okay, this is something I can work with. You know. Now, she would have been like your typical mom or whatever and been like, oh, my God, oh, Lord, or whatever. I would have never tried again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the type of woman she was. She never did take me to the hospital, and I walked around for 2 months not being able to straighten my elbows out.
Every time you move your elbow, them some bitches just probably bust open.
You know what she did? You know what she did? I was like, Mom, man, I can't move my arm. I can't straighten my arm out. She was sitting there rubbing cocoa butter talking about, man, if you don't stop all that complaining, man, Fluky, just go out there and just keep trying, man.
Mm-hmm.
It'll heal. You ain't dead.
Yeah.
That's the type of woman our mama.
She understood grit, man. She understood the grit that we was gonna
She
need
did
in there
not
to
want to
be
hear
able to face the
no
world for
bitching.
real. Yeah.
She did
Big
not want
Bill.
to hear no bitching.
Big Bill.
Yes, sir.
Uh, you want to share a little bit, brother?
But my mama,
Yes, sir.
well, my mama, that was my sweetheart, man. That was my girl. My mama wasn't that type of gritty. My mama probably would have took me to the hospital. But she, after I healed up, then she go back out there and do it again. I'm not taking hospital no more. She might took me to the hospital. She kind of babied me a little bit. I was the youngest boy, three girls, you know what I mean? So I was, my dad died when I was young. I had no brothers. I was kind of like a little man, you know what I mean? She took care of me. So she was a little more baby. Kind of baby to an extent. And also she realized, though, trying to be tough. You know, to be
Yeah,
tough and
yeah.
that oil too, right? So she kicked me in the ass, and she also grew up, to be a hug and rub and chicken with me too, you know what I mean? So she's a little combination of both. Maybe not that hard. If I couldn't bend my elbow for 2 months, she took me to the hospital. So,
so, so, let me, so let me ask you a question, Bill.
okay, hold up.
Look, no. Here's the thing. With you being the only male, got three sisters, older sisters, and
Mm-hmm.
you being the youngest, and you're a male. What was the expectation your mother had for you? I mean, I know she took care of you. You know what I mean? But what
Her
you feel
expectation
like?
was
Yeah,
to get to graduate school. She didn't want to see me in jail. She didn't want to see the streets take me over. You know what I mean? Because she
okay,
always said, "You like the streets. You like your home. You like being on the streets with your boys all the time." And she said, "You like the streets," but she didn't want to see me in jail. And she insisted I graduate school, man, and be able to provide and take care of her family. That's all.
okay,
She kept it real simple. Got to be responsible. She taught me how to, she tried to teach me shit about being a man. But I had uncles too, though. My brothers were kind of tough, you know what I mean? But her thing was just about being responsible and taking care of her when she got old. You
gotcha.
know what I mean? So, but she's a good woman. She's a good girl. I miss her stuff. If I listen to half the shit she said to me, I'd probably be a better person, at least a wiser person. You know
You
what I
said
mean?
half.
I listen to half the shit she said. She knew a lot of shit. She didn't graduate. She had no education. She graduated from like the eighth grade. Because
Okay,
back then they had to go work, help their mom and dad out, from the South. She had to work early. She stopped going to school early to get a job to help
okay,
her mom, with bills and stuff like that. So she insisted on education though. Everything she taught herself. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like all that being a punk in the street. You can't be no punk. You can't be no. She ain't say the BIT word, but she called
yeah,
punk a coward. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to stand for yourself as a man and stuff like that. But she didn't want me in jail. That's her thing. She wasn't trying to let me in jail. But she wanted to go to school. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
her thing.
Yeah, me personally, talking about, my brothers pretty much said a lot of what I felt about our mother. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, with her role with me, both my parents were fearless people. My father
Mm-hmm.
was fearless in a quiet way. You know what I mean? In the sense that he only told you one thing once, and you better heed, right? My
Mm-hmm.
mother, she was fearless, constant. You say the wrong thing, she made sure you understood you said the wrong thing to her.
Mm-hmm.
In Detroit, I remember one of my things growing up. I was probably in the second grade, and we were living in Detroit, and something happened across the street where the police officers, it was a black cop and a white cop that pulled the car. Now this is Detroit in the early '70s, right? And we standing outside. Everybody, my mother and them standing outside because they're curious, like looking like what's going on, right? And they searching the guy, and my mother said, "Y'all better not dog him either." That was her favorite thing. Y'all better not dog him either. We watching you. You know, she was like, I know how y'all are, right? And so once they was done with the guy, they crossed the street and they looked at my mom was like, do you live here? And you know, my mother looked at me like, that's a dumbass question. Why am I standing in the yard? You know, and she showed me how fearless she was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, we was all,
Yeah.
you know, look, as black men, there was always a fear of police.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? It's what it was. You know, everybody, you know, the time of the smartphone, uh, you got to think about it. We all in our 50s, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we
Nah.
saw what the smartphones is going on. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when we saw it in real time, we saw it. And you had
Mm-hmm.
to hear us communicate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now people can record it. But my mother was on that, you know, because she used to take us to the damn revolutionary meeting, you know what I mean, pro-black radical meetings, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Used to
Hey,
take us.
what's our names?
My name is
I could not.
Tashambi. Yeah, yeah, look, your name is Jaquari. What do you mean? Our name.
Yeah, I can't
Angel
remember my
Jaquari.
name though.
Mine is the one that
Jabbar.
they mine is the one that stuck. I don't know.
What
Jabbar.
was my name? Was it
Jabbar.
Jabbar?
Yeah. Willie Davis. Willie J. Davis. How you doing, brother?
All right, all right.
You came
Brother,
in right
what's
on
going on with
time, man. Ladies and
Mm-hmm.
gentlemen, you know, you're used to this young man here. He's with us. And he came in right in time, man. Mr. Davis, what we're talking about is giving us an impression. You know, give us your opinion about your mom and how you feel about her. You know what I mean? And whatever you want to talk about. You know what I mean? Just give us a little bit of it, and then we can, you know, press on a little bit. But you can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm getting a little echo.
It might be Mr. Burnett because he don't have his earpiece in. But
I'm echoing again.
I don't hear no echo with it.
I don't hear
Okay.
I
any
don't
echo
know.
though.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So can you say again?
Okay, can you all of this one? You know, just give us you know, how you feel about your mom. You know, her, you know, how she affected your life and everything. You know, we giving mother love today.
Okay. Yes, of course. We're acknowledging mothers. It's a beautiful thing to have a mother, to be blessed to have a mother. Uh, those who have a mother, the experiences may vary, but my mother has been the mother and the father figure at times. I know she can't be a father, but she was what I needed for the rough edges, for the figure it out, for the protection, um, for the nurturing that I needed to build myself. And that was something that was greatly needed throughout stages of my life. Sorry to come in so flat, but I'm trying to adjust to the volume.
Okay, I understand. Um, the thing about it is, I want you guys to. And that was a beautiful sentiment, man. You know what I mean? Because what I'm trying to do, and I think y'all kind of pick up on it, right? Me personally, I hope you see that the intensity in my words because when I speak about my mother, that's fire. And I know
Mm-hmm.
you guys have the same fire that I have about my mom. So we giving mother love. You understand what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying to you? That's real. You know, I don't. I'm. This is one of the more important episodes that I had because I want to give mother love coming from brothers. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I'm gonna put it back out there again with. So I'm gonna put it back out there again. The young ladies, you know, that I invited on. You know, you're gonna get your opportunity, but I really wish you would have came on today because we really wanted, especially the mothers, to get your point of view. You know, but I'm gonna make sure I put something together. We put something together that we have those things. But fellas, I'm not coaching you, but if you got the feeling and you want to express yourself, please, because this is realness right here. This is the real shit for me.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yo, Keith,
Yeah.
I got a funny mother story y'all want to hear, man. A funny mother story.
Go
How my,
ahead.
how my how my mom was, man, as an individual. When I was in the eighth grade, right? He was about to graduate, eighth grade, sixth grade, or something like that, right? And our music teacher was gay. He wound down eighth grade on or whatever. He's gay, right? So he teased him a lot in class. That thing, it was a bit different back then. Kind of accepted now, but back then it was kind of like, my mom a hardcore Catholic. She's a Catholic chick. She ain't play all that, man and woman, and that's it. You know what I mean? So one thing in class, some guy for the bus and throwing stuff at him. He turned around, I was laughing. So he suspended me, right? He suspended me until I can go on eighth grade trip. I was hot about that. Came home to my mom, my sister, Mr. Gill said I can't go on my trip. Mom said, I'm going to go up there and talk to him. We're in a meeting, me, my mother, my oldest sister, the principal, the school counselor, and Mr. Gill. And Mr. Gill's talking, and he's talking. My mom tells the principal, you know what the problem here is? I go, what's the problem, Miss Burnett? This man's a gay. He's a faggot. He shouldn't be teaching young black men nothing. My
Shit.
sister looked at me and said, you ain't going on that. Hey, Keith, my sister looked at me and said, you ain't going on that trip now, bro.
Yeah, this is
I
that's a
said,
done deal now.
I'm proud. I was like, go ahead, Mom. You know what I mean? So
That,
I don't think to be disrespectful, but you know what? That's the problem right there. We need men teaching young men.
look,
I was
look.
like, damn, Mom. Damn.
That's the old school way of thinking, man.
Oh,
You know what
man,
I'm
she
saying?
went hardcore and stood by it, too. And this
Man.
day and age, you might have gotten a lot of trouble for that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
back then,
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell,
Hey,
I'm thinking about the repercussions of just sitting here listening to.
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I was kind of embarrassed. I didn't want to go back to his class. I said, man, I'm trying to take anger out
I
on me.
mean, but like that's an example of like some of the things that I've heard, my mother and my aunt say to people. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I just, I don't have I don't have a backbone to make those kinds of statements, man.
Me neither. Non-public, right.
So it talks about, it's to me it speaks to, just like I said before, man, the grit that they had to
Great.
display,
You're right.
yeah.
You
just
see,
to
they went
even
through a
come
lot,
up
though.
like
You see, what they went through.
yeah, like during the '60s and '70s, man. They had to stand up with their back straight,
Yeah.
because it was just us at that point. It was just
Mm-hmm.
them, and 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 that's the strength that had to be displayed or whatever.
Got you. Hey, I have a question from a good friend of mine, Terry White Scott. She wants to know. She said,
Yeah,
"So how do y'all feel about women wanting to celebrate on Father's Day too? Did y'all get that question?
Say it again, man.
Can y'all hear me? She wants to know what do you think about women who also want to celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day? What are your opinions on that? We'll let you take it, Will.
Is that right?
Well, look, is this about your opinion, man? Nothing more, nothing less, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. Then I'll shoot from the hip. Say it one more time and I'll have a stab at it.
Basically, the question, and it's from Terry White Scott. She wants to know what what do we think about women who wants to celebrate Father's Day also?
Oh, in that way, shooting right from the hip. On Father's Day, I always think of my mother. I think of the examples I had for fathers, uh, as I mentioned to you all before, but everyone may not know, uh, my biological father was someone who never came around physically, supported limitedly financially. And then my second father was someone that stood tall and took care of me, accepted me, but was murdered in Detroit and unsolved. And when my mother remarried for the second time, uh, I had a father that was abusive to alcohol and uh, sent a lot of things down the drain. So when I thought about the leadership and those things that a father would do and how they would raise a child and encourage me to participate in different athletic events and situations for a boy, uh, I think of my mother. So I am one that would be an advocate of a woman being able to celebrate whatever um, they wanted to, whether it be Mother's Day, Father's Day, or the leadership of those roles. Uh, period.
Great answer. Uh, Corey, what do you think?
I don't have I don't have a problem with it, man. I mean, as far as the gender thing goes, it could be a discussion about that. But as far as household leadership, man, that's that's where I put the nail in. Before before we were brought here, before a lot of like historical events, man. Like African societies were primarily matriarchal, man. You know, and I'm not taking anything away from the black father's role in the household, but as far as all the major decisions that were made in the household, they were made by the mother. You know, when certain tribes considered lineage, they often worked off of the mother's lineage. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, our role as men in our houses in our society is important, but you know the function of giving birth, the function of carrying life, has always had the utmost importance in our community, man. Somewhere along the lines when our thinking became more European, I'd say that was lost, and I believe that has contributed a lot to our detriment, man. So if a woman feels that she wants to, especially if she's alone by herself, towing the line and doing what she needs to do to take care of herself and her children, then I'm all for it, man. Why not?
Damon, good answer.
Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna keep it real.
Real,
As far as a mother
as far as a
trying to
mother
celebrate
celebrate
fatherhood on Father's
fatherhood
Day,
on Father's Day,
you're diminishing yourself.
diminishing yourself.
You know what I'm saying? If
You know
you
what
a
I'm saying?
mother that's
If
taking
you a
care of
mother that's
business
taking care of
and
business
raising your
and
family and doing
raising
all
your
the right
family and
things,
doing all the right
all
things,
that stuff coincides
all
with your
that stuff
motherhood.
coincides with
It
your
has nothing to
motherhood.
do with your
It
father,
has nothing to
with
do with your
a
father,
absent father.
with a absent father.
Absolutely nothing to do with it.
Absolutely
Your
nothing to do
mother,
with it.
you
Mother,
stood strong
you stood
and you took care of business. So Mother's Day, you celebrate who you are as a woman and as a mother. Father's Day, if that man ain't in your life, then that's not a day to be celebrated. It's not a day to be celebrated because it's absent. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to make up for that absentee father. You just stay strong in your womanhood. You stay strong in your motherhood. And that should suffice. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
I,
All right. Well,
honestly, man, honestly, man, like all of the products of single mother homes that I've ever known, you know, And I have known, I have seen examples of kids, children, sons and daughters, acknowledging their mother's on Mother's Day. But I've never seen an example of a mother saying like, "Look, okay, yeah, well, I'm celebrating Father's Day because I want to, because I did it by myself." You hear them say that all the time. I'm doing it by myself. But as far as that celebration of a mother on Father's Day, it's always been the children who I've seen acknowledge it.
What are they acknowledging though?
But hold on. Let me get the bill. Bill, what do you think about this?
Um, I'm kind of more on freaky side with this one. I think to me it confuses things. When my father died, so I knew I think it's kind of no, no. Um, I believe a woman grows a mother. She's a mother. She things a father would do for a child. But a father, if you a mother taking care of your son, no, you shouldn't be celebrating on Father's Day. No. I think so. I think so. Because if I raised my kids by myself, I wouldn't even celebrate on Mother's Day. I'm your father. I'm not your mother.
All right.
I need a role that kind of confuses things.
So let me just say this to you. The brothers here right now, and you guys out here in the comments, Bruce, Eric, whoever's listening, how much does Father's Day even mean to you? You know you're a father, right? And your kids, your kids love you. How much does it mean to you? It don't mean nothing. It's just another day. You know what I'm saying? Because you grind and you do for your family because, and I'm not saying that you guys are wrong for what you're saying. This is where I'm coming from with it. I'm not caught up on Father's and Mother's Day. You feel what I'm saying? I celebrate my wife, I celebrate my mother, my grandmother, because I love them. But I love them every day, right? But my thing is, how much do you really care about Father's Day? This on a personal note. I don't. You know why? Because when my sons call me dad, that's enough for me. You see what I'm saying? I don't need a day for that. You see what I mean? And David and Bill, it is no confusion when it comes to because a woman wants to celebrate Father's Day. So what? Yes, that's cool. Do that because if you're doing it by yourself, that's cool. And I'm giving my opinion. I'm not telling you that y'all wrong.
If you're doing it by yourself, you're doing a good job. Why you need to take another? What's the big deal about being a father?
But I'm saying, what difference does it make, though, Bill? What difference does it make? What difference does it make?
That go both ways, though, right?
Yes.
But here's the thing, though. Not to cut anybody off, but here's the thing, though, man. When you spoke about not caring about celebrating Father's Day, right? Father's Day is not a day for you to big yourself up, man. Father's Day is for your kids to appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what Father's Day is. And they speak about that love and what you mean to them. And they show it through their actions and they show it through all that.
They speak about it every day, don't they, brother?
I'm following you. I'm following you in that regard. But what I'm saying is that on that particular holiday, man, you know what I'm saying, and you see and you watch your kids and you see them get excited about doing, appreciating you as a father and doing for you as a father. You know what I'm saying? That's something that they're embracing.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because what most of us, what our role is as a father in that everyday life, we like, look here, man, I'm going to provide for you, but I need you to take care of business. All they're doing is showing appreciation of you providing and being there for them. So it's really their celebration.
Now, everybody go to their corners.
I appreciate you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, man. I appreciate you both of my brothers' very mature perspectives, but fuck that. I'm about you know, I was sold a dream, man. We was all five sold a dream, man. We was sold a dream. Yeah, I want them honors, man. I want them, man. You know, because shit,
Want the
it's not a,
accolades.
it's not an easy venture doing this, man.
No, yeah.
Fatherhood is not an easy venture. It's no more easier than motherhood, man. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I put fatherhood in the same category as I put Black History Month in. Do any of you gentlemen believe that? Yeah, do any of y'all believe that Black History Month is celebrated enough by anyone? Did you even hear anything about Black History Month on the news or anything this year? I didn't, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing for Father's Day. You know,
But
how much
exactly,
of an
exactly.
expectation? Wait, keep. How much of an expectation are you guys? Do you guys have to do something for your wives? How much of an expectation do you have? A
100%.
boatload, a
100%.
boatload.
But
But when
hold on. Let me just say this.
when wait, when the shoe's on the other foot, you know, shit, you look forward to body wash and fucking shower slides. I mean, come on, man.
Some
But
old
hold
spice.
on. Hold on. Let me just throw this in here because I want
I
to say
still got
something
my
about.
Old Spice, boy.
Yeah,
I still got mine. I
Hold
didn't even
on.
open it up. I got ribbons on it and everything, bro.
Hold on for a second. Let me just say this. Let me say this. This is how I see it. When on Mother's Day, right? I show my wife love, show Kia love because I love her, but she's not my mama. That's
She
my
the mother of my
son's
children,
job
though.
to celebrate her. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's it. That's how I see it.
Well,
Not that I
it's all
want to take
subjective,
away,
man.
and not that I want to
No.
take away anything like that, but that's how I see it. Will, you was getting ready to say something. What was you getting ready to say?
Yeah. Subjective or perspective. Everybody has each his own opinion, view, experience about the relationship with their mother or their father or the absence thereof. When you look at the roles, I think we celebrate the roles of mothers and fathers. We celebrate that capacity of what they're in and how it means to each and every one of us. Now, we got different levels or degrees or whatever you want to put on it with a historical perspective, and one we were conditioned to be in, one that existed before and after, and
Yeah.
even are here and now today as it gets redefined through different venues and what we can talk about in school and not. All right, so I think it's all about the perspective and how you experience that relationship with mother or father.
Okay.
I think for me, man, it's not about diminishing. See, when for me, this is my thought process.
Damon. Just like I said, I don't want to make this about a father thing. So I'm gonna let you finish. But we're getting back to why we're here in the first place. Okay?
Mothers.
That's it. That's it. Because me personally, like I was saying to you earlier, go ahead and finish because I want to hear your point, brother. But make it quick so we can get back on what we're doing here.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead and do what you're doing.
You know what I mean?
Can I
Because
throw a shout out to Bruce Mom?
say what now?
Can I throw a shout out to Bruce Mom?
Yeah, go ahead.
She's a good. That was my girl. She's a good woman. I don't speak on the phone. She got one of my first job. My first job down at Core States Bank. Bruce Mom. Hey, you met Bruce Mom, didn't you, Keith?
Yeah, I met her.
Yeah, she
Look,
was
and
cool.
and a beautiful, strong woman too.
Yes, she was. Yes, she
And
was.
and I saw when I met her, I saw why Bruce was the way he was because he was the
Yes,
youngest.
sir.
You know what I mean?
That was my
Always,
baby. She was a
always
good man.
about his business. Always on
Yeah.
top of it. You know what I mean?
She was a little woman. She a little woman too,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
She
And
wasn't no
look,
joke. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to,
let me acknowledge the let me acknowledge the comments, right? You know, um, our man Eric Harris, he said he believes in Mother's Day. We should celebrate our mothers and the mothers of our children. Without her, there wouldn't be our kids. Yes, but she still ain't my mother, Eric. That's why I feel about that. And it's not nothing, no hostility. It's just what this how I feel. You know what I mean? And Bruce says, "Thank you, Bill." And you know, let's hit it on a more lighter note, right? When you think about your mother as far as love, the love she gave you, and I know as many moments, right? What is one moment that you can think of today that you want to share with us? We'll start with you, Bill.
Please, I was in the chats looking
Oh,
at reading some of the comments.
yeah, I said, when you think about your mother and the love, and there's many moments that there was a lot of love that your mom gave you. What is one moment right now that you can think of that you want to share with us and everybody out there? Bill, we'll start with you.
Oh wow, you want me to start? Okay.
All right, we
Say
don't have to, bro.
no,
Just
no, no,
give me
that's
a
cool.
question.
Repeat the question again. Keep me one more
All
time.
right, hey Jaquari, we're gonna go with you, and then we'll come back to you, Bill.
All right.
It was on the previous broadcast, man, we talked about how she would come to my sporting events or whatever, and be my biggest critic. It was those times, man, where even though she was kind of rough on me at the time, man, I understood that her expectations, man, were nowhere near as high as the rest of the world was going to be, and her reaction to what I did on the court or the field or whatever, they were honest. So she, and it wasn't criticism because she knew who I was and what I had to give those situations. And whenever I dogged it, man, whenever I let up, she was there to let me know that this is shit. This is an opportunity for you. My mother was the first person who I ever heard tell me, man, that each and every one of your interactions is an interview. No matter how many times you've met this person, no matter how well you know this person, when you see them and you are working through the greeting and everything, that's an interview. Because people change all the time. People change all the time. So you kind of got to feel your way around people, and that's everybody. You got to feel your way around everybody, and you have to establish your own personal relationships with everybody. I've got nieces and nephews, man. And I have my own personal relationship with each one of them, not just them as the group, not just them as Damon's children, not just them as Keith's children. My nieces and nephews know who Uncle Spode is through some kind of personal connection that we have. And I got that from my mother. She was her intelligence, man. It was to me, it was scary. Her intelligence was scary, man. When she passed away, we and my brothers, me and my brothers was going through her stuff, man. We found like legal pads. I mean, just bunches of legal pads, man, with written text from books that she had already read, right? But as as a hobby, she would go through and she would write these books down on legal pads, you know, and just the knowledge that she would have on these particular subjects, man, was astronomical. Because not only, I mean, she was learning all the time. I always say my father was the smartest man I've ever known, but my mother was the smartest person I've ever known. You know, and Didn't club you over the head with it. You know, she was knowledgeable about things. If you understood how to approach her, she would talk to you about these things. You know, so my whole style of interacting with people primarily came from her, man.
Okay. Okay. Bill, you need me to repeat the question to you, brother?
Yeah, one more time, man. One more time.
What I was saying is when you think about your mother, and I know it's been many moments and many moments that she showed you love, what's the one moment that sticks out to you that you can share with us?
Wow. Wow. I guess when my dad died, I was 10 years old. I was 9, 10 years old. I remember sitting on the bed and I was crying real bad. She came in the room and she said, listen, I ain't trying to get all choked up, man. But she came sat outside the bed, yet she held my hand and said, we're gonna make it. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna make it together and we'll always be there for each other. So it's pretty simple. I mean, and she meant that and she stuck by that, you know what I mean? The day she passed. So I mean, my dad, that was a tough moment for the whole family because he was the provider, he was the muscle, he was everything to the family. You know what I mean? And it kind of hurt. Then, he stepped in, and I remember sitting on the side of my bed, and everybody was in the house. The camera thing sat on my bed, I was crying. She grabbed my hand, said, "Look, we gonna make it. We're gonna be there for each other." And we stuck by that the day she died, the day she closed eyes. But she was about love, man. Love. She was about love. I don't get my socialist from her because I'm a social dude. She was more kind of more stayed to herself. She stayed to herself more. She was really a private person. She didn't go out much. She didn't really, get a few select friends. She played cards, stuff like that. She did drink a little bit, but she was showing me how to take care of business and how to be a man. Hang in there when times got tough. Pretty much.
Okay. Okay. Damon, what do you think, brother?
Okay, what was the question again, man? I
Is
came
there
in
one
at the tail.
after is there any moment where out of many moments that you can want to share with us as far as your interaction with mom? Do you want to share with us and everybody else?
It was one particular time, man, where something was happening, man, in our family, and I was struggling based on what my interpretation of how people treated me and whatever, right? And both my brothers and Will, too, man. I can be a stubborn motherfucker, and I was stuck on my side, man. And my mom, she listened to me. We were talking about this one particular person. I'm not gonna mention the person's name. We were talking about this one particular person, rather, and she listened to me, come up with all my excuses and all that shit, right? And then she said, "Okay, I respect what you're saying, son, but how did that person treat you?" I'm saying because it seems to me like you speaking on this person based on what you heard from everybody else, but individually, how did he treat you? How did that person treat you? Oh, it was all good. It was all sweet. You know what I'm saying? He acknowledged me. He gave me respect. He did it. He's like, that's how you truly feel? I said, yeah. That's your experience. Yeah. He said, then why do you have apprehension? You can't speak on anybody else's experience with that person, but you can speak on yours and how they treated you. Man, that's part of being the man, son. You know what I'm saying? That's part of being the man from your own personal experience. See, our mom, man, she never, in dealing with me, I know for a fact, she never, ever incorporating anybody else's opinion, man. She only asks you what yours is and your own personal shit. And then she challenged you to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? And that day, I learned a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you dealing with somebody that's a fucking asshole to everybody else, but he good to you, how do you conduct yourself? How do you hold reverence to that person? You can only go by your experience. You see what I'm saying? So I had to take out the noise and the confusion and only think about my personal experience. And she actually made it easier for me, man. You know what I'm saying? She had that insight, man. Whereas everybody go through their maturation process, man. Everybody does. And it's real easy to pass judgment on them. People do shit for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you can find that one thing, man, where what makes us, that connects us, that humanity, you know what I'm saying? You can move forward in your life, man, without drama and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You look at people for what and who they are. You know what I'm saying? If the person is jacked up and you treat them like they jacked up, you justified in that. But if that person was jacked up to everybody else but treated you good, you can't follow suit with everybody else, man. You gotta deal with that situation based on what it is. Damn, he was fucked up towards this person, but he was always good to me. You know what I'm saying? That was very poignant, man. And that changed my whole perspective. My mother taught me that. During a trying situation.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
well, what can you think of one, or do you need me to repeat the question? You're on mute, brother.
Will, you on mute, man.
Okay.
Oh, we can hear you.
Testing. 1, 2.
Got you, baby. We got you.
All right, you got me. So check this out. What Mama taught me was, this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. That's right. Listen, I'm telling you. In doing that and seeing the importance, Mom always had me focus on what I could do and being ready to win, no matter what the situation is. She's been in ups and downs, and that's a whole nother story. That'd be a whole nother show. It definitely could be uh, uh, a reality show out the life that she led and put together. Um, how to make $1 out of 15 cents. One key element is to never lose the 15 cent. Use it as an investment and build upon it. Uh, the other part being ready to win, no matter what the situation you may be in. Ain't no need of crying, being down, frustrated. The number one thing you need to do is focus on your opportunity to win, your opportunity to step up out of that. So excuse the feedback behind me. All of a sudden, there's a ton of people came in at the hotel lobby that I'm sitting in. It was very quiet, but now
We got you. We got you, brother. Um, I'm gonna add my 2 cents. And what it is I group it all together. And what I was trying to really point us all towards is this. Our mothers, and it's obvious in all our lives, our mothers did some touched us in some great ways, right? But what my mother, and like I said, I'm grouping it together. She taught me what it meant to love something dear to you. And I say that because I tell people this all the time. My mother, with the three of us, all three of us were mama's boys. Now that's a hard thing to do. Usually you see in families, right? You see in families where There's one or two, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Mama's boys, right? But it's three of us. And she held us accountable to everything. So the moment that I pick was in my foolish days. I want to preface this. I was a sophomore in college, right? Not saying this was a mistake, but I got engaged in college as a sophomore, right? And I had every intentions on marrying the woman. And my mother came up for a game. My mother and father and Corey came up for a game. We was on winter break. And I sprung it on her, right? I sprung it on my mom. Yo, I want to marry her. You know what I mean? I got this ring. And I only need this amount of money. You feel what I'm saying? And my mom, I saw in her face that she disapproved, right? And she wanted to tell me, son, you know, you're too young. You know, you need to give this time. You need to, you know, I saw it in her eyes because I knew my mom, right? But the money that I needed, she went in her pocket and she gave it to me. Because she loved me. Not because I was doing the right thing. Because what she said to me was, you have to go. You got to go through your life, son. And make the mistakes that you make. You know what I mean? But I'm going to help you. And I saw in her eyes that she did not agree. And she was right. It didn't work out because we were too young. Excuse the feedback. I don't know where it's coming from. We were
You saying
too
it
young.
twice, bro. So we getting it twice.
But hey, Bill, you at the house, man. Get the earplugs. Get the earplugs in your ear.
That ain't me, man.
It is you, man.
You, Keith.
Get the
I have
earplugs.
earplugs out.
Hey,
Excuse me while I'm doing this.
hey, I want to change up what I said. Go ahead.
But look, let me finish this real quick. My mother loved me enough to let me make my own mistakes. You know, my dad would have been like, son, are you out your goddamn mind? But my mom was like, just like I said, she had three mamas boys. She took care of all three of us and made us feel this way. But that's it for me, man. You know, you said, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna say this real quick, man. This is what I should have said, man. When you asked, man, what that situation. Damn, that echo, man. I remember, man. This is something personal.
I'm gonna come in out of it.
Me and my wife, I've been together with her almost 4 years now. But I went to my mind. This was early in the relationship, and it was over some more petty stuff. But me and my wife got into it. This is the type of woman my mother is. Me and my wife got into it, and I called my mother. You know what I'm saying? Because like Keith said, I'm a mama's boy. And I'm finna talk to my mom and express how I feel and all that shit, right? How I feel and all that shit, right? That's my grandbaby.
Being so unprofessional.
And I was talking to her, and I mentioned my wife, right? And she said, stop talking. This is literally what she did. She said, stop talking. I said, Ma, I got some shit on my mind, man. I need to talk to you about this. She was like, I like Benita, and I don't want to hear shit you got to say. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, but Mom. She was like, nope, I don't want to hear it. I like Benita. You know what I'm
Is that
saying?
somebody's alarm, man?
That's my grandbaby, man.
I mean,
I get it. I get it, bro. But
That's my
she,
grandbaby, man. Hey, I'm gonna hit you
she,
back,
called,
grandbaby. I'm on the podcast right now. You're right. My point is, man, moms, man, love my wife. But she loved me too. You know what I'm saying? More, possibly more. And she wasn't trying to hear a goddamn thing that was gonna change that love she had for my wife, man. So she shut this shit down. I love Nita, and I don't want to hear it. Because if I allow you to say what you say, how small it might be, I'll never forget it. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget it. And if you think about it, man, in the landscape of man-woman relationship or whatever, if you think about it, how many mothers would do that, man? You see what I'm saying?
right.
How many mothers would do that? Take a step back and say, "Nah, I don't want to hear shit about y'all personal business. I don't want to hear it." You understand what I'm saying? I see both of y'all shit working. Y'all taking care of business. Don't come in with no bullshit, man, to change that up. It's basically what she was saying.
Gotcha. So, hey, let me ask a question. How many of you guys on here right now, the fellas? How many are you grandfathers? I know Bill. All four of you guys are grandfathers, right? So, I'm gonna ask this question. We're gonna bring it on home, okay?
Hey Keith, hey, before you finish, hey bro, when you talking about grandbabies, I ain't shit, dog, so I ain't got no good perspective on that matter, man.
All right,
She
well,
get whatever the hell she want, how she want it.
question first, bro.
Hey, Keith, I got my grandbaby eating sugar, man, so you know I'm fucked up.
that ain't look.
No.
That ain't
This is
shit.
the question.
I took my grandson to Starbucks and let him order.
All right, well, this is a question directed to you guys, and it's concerning your daughters, right? When you became grandfathers, how did it affect you the way you looked at your daughters? I think that's a pretty good question, right?
How did it affect me with what?
How you looked at your daughters as mothers.
That's a good question.
Somebody go.
Yeah,
You was
truthfully,
breaking up, bro. So just somebody else answer it first.
That's
yeah,
a good question. I
truthfully,
don't know how to answer that. My daughter was 19 years old when she had a baby. I knew she wasn't ready for no motherhood. My wife brought that baby home and said, "We got a baby. We got to deal with it."
So you
I mean,
helped out.
I've seen her evolve now as a mother. She's good now, but she was a kid. She's a kid then. She was a baby herself. So I guess back then I didn't even look at her as a mother. I just looked at her, she made a mistake, and I got to deal with it now. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think now she's definitely a mother. She's doing things as a mother would do. Definitely. But she's older too, though.
Okay.
So for me, I didn't look at her as a mother when she first had it.
Okay. Corey, you look like you have something that you can contribute.
and quite honestly, man, when my daughter had my grandson, my first grandchild, I was just so excited about having a grandson, man, that I didn't really put as much emphasis on me and my daughter's relationship anymore, man. You know, and I started concentrating primarily on my grandson. You know, and that you know, it was repercussions to that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Will,
Damn.
talk to us, baby. And we're gonna
Yes,
come back to you,
yes,
Safari, but go ahead and talk to us, baby.
yes. The first grandchild came on the 27th of August, and the second grandchild came the 31st of August. All right. So my son and then my daughter had
Wow.
my grandchildren 5 days apart. One at the University of Michigan and one up at Sparrow Hospital, which is down the street from Michigan State. So I knew it was on from then. Two little girls, and I knew once again I would be just loving them to death, spoiling them as much as I could, and to settle myself on whether they were either ready to be a father and a mother to their children. I looked to myself and many other people. You never that mother or father or grandfather until you have that first one. You're not the expert. You only can do what you believe is right and do your best. And when you know better, do better. Now, utilizing the fact that I'm the grandfather, I was there to offer them, but much like you had mentioned, Keith, earlier, I had to let them do their things, and as long as it didn't jeopardize the life of my grandchild. And both of them have stepped up to the plate. I am very proud of the way they represent themselves with their children. So I'm glad to be able to be a grandfather rather than to be a daddy for the second time, helping raise a child. I'm glad to be in that supportive role where I can just get them and spoil them and love on them and give them back and still do my running and ripping and making $1 out of 15 cents. All right.
Like that, baby. Like that. Damon, it's on you,
Well,
brother.
look here.
Look good.
This was for me. This is stabbing the dog, man, because I didn't catch any of that stuff, man. My stuff was interrupting and whatever, man. So
No, but
cut me off, man.
hold on. All you got to do is answer the question because all three of these brothers did a great job, and you're about to do a great job. You understand? And the question is, what did you feel about my niece when she became a mother?
Question is,
You got me?
Is that duet for your niece?
There you go. He in the basement, bro. When you became a grandfather, what did what? How do you feel about my niece, your daughter? But as she became a mother,
How I feel about it, honestly, how I feel about it is, man, that she got a good man in her life, man. My man is on point with this, and I'm blessed in that regard, dog. Straight up. You
I
know what I'm
got
saying?
you.
And I don't worry about it, huh?
I'm just talking
What?
about. I want you to talk about your daughter, brother. I want you to talk about your daughter.
Are you asking me how I feel about it as being a grandfather?
How do you feel about Danita being a mother and you being a grandfather?
Did it
I know
change your
next
view of
game
it?
podcast I ain't gonna be in the basement because I can't. I ain't. Well, um,
Send it
all I
to
can
him in a
say,
chat,
man, is
Keith.
that in the big picture, man, as in its totality, man, as far as my daughter, her husband, and my grandbaby, man, I feel blessed, man. I feel like, man, moving forward, it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's protection there, man. There's love there. There's commitment there, and it's a beautiful thing from outside looking in. That's what I know. As far as being a grandfather is concerned, it's difficult, man. Some things that I sometimes I want to step in and give my opinion or whatever, but I trust my son-in-law, man. You know what I'm saying? And I give him leeway to be the man of his house, and he takes up for that. I mean, he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm blessed in that regard. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate, man, uh, that experience. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that experience, man, because it's make it easy for me.
All right, good answer, man. Let me just say this: I'm not a grandfather, okay? But you you guys are great examples of being grandfathers. You know what I mean? I have a high opinion about you guys. You guys, to me, before you became grandfathers, I knew your characters was the kind of character that would excel at being and enjoying being grandfathers. Of course, you love your daughters. Of course, you gave them love. You see what I'm saying? And even though I'm the oldest one in this group, I'm proud of you guys for being the people that you are. Period. You know what I mean? It's to me, I've always grown to I evolve into what I am. What I learned that served me for at in my mid 30s was I don't know nothing, and I'm forever evolving. And when I look at you guys through conversations, through your actions, how you stand up for your families, for your friends, and how you stand up in life, man, that is a beautiful example for me. And what it does to me, it frees me, and I evolve into even more. I was really and truly, and y'all knew what I was about. That this was a mother's. This is showing love to the moms, you know. And I finally got you guys to really open up and really share how you felt because there's nothing wrong with loving your mama and telling the world about it. You know, Father's Day is going to be an interesting episode for us also because I already have an idea where I want to go with that. Because the four of us, we're great fathers. But the thing about it is, y'all heard my example of how I feel about Father's Day. Acknowledge me every day. I'm not talking about exalt me every day. I'm talking about understand what I do every day. But that's being a father. My mother, a mother's willing to do so much for their children that you can't really describe it. As much as you want to, you can't really describe what a mother is willing to do for their child and what they will do for them. That's my spill. But what I'm going to do, I know Will is was in a hotel lobby, so if he comes back, he comes back. But we understand. But what I want to do, I'm gonna let you three guys give your closing remarks. Then we're gonna go ahead and end this episode, man. Jaquar, we'll start with you.
I mean, I I had and still have a level of reverence for my mother that I will probably never burden anybody else with for the rest of my life. You know, sometimes I think about you know, the expectations or whatever that I put on my mother, and you know, wonder if those expectations were really realistic. But I always put her on the superhuman pedestal, even though she had her faults, she had her downfalls. She was who she was. Uh, she was one person who will never be tarnished in my eyes, man. Never be tarnished. You know, I learned so much from her without her even telling me that it was a lesson, and I think that's what made it easier.
Love that, man. Phil, we're gonna let you go
Um,
next, brother.
I heard Denzel say a man's first true love was his mother, and a mother's first true love was a son, something like that. If I said it correctly, and that's always my true love, my first love, my true love. And like of course, I'll never be able to burden. Nobody will ever understand what she meant to me, what she did for me, and I miss her, but we'll meet again. Hopefully, God willing, we'll meet again, and sometimes I think I could have did better by her. You know what I mean? You always got that. Did I do enough?
Oh
Did
yeah,
I
oh
make
yeah,
her?
that's real.
But she's in peace, and how I love her was another woman can never ever replace that. You had many wives, many girlfriends, many daughters, many granddaughters, but your mother's my first true love. You know, and it's always a pleasure to be on the show with you guys. It's always a pleasure. You guys make me think, and it's always a pleasure.
Definitely, brother.
Good
Good
job,
seeing you
Phil.
again,
Good
brother.
job.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right, man. Oh no, oh yeah, you know why you on here. Hey, Damon, can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you hear me now? Can you hear me
Yes.
now? Can you hear me now?
Don't mess with Fluke, man. That's my
No,
man.
no.
Don't mess
Go
with
ahead.
Fluke, man.
Give us your final thoughts, bro.
Um. Honestly, man, if I was being honest with myself, man, I struggle with this podcast, man, because it's some unresolved shit, and, as it pertains to our mother. But I'm glad that I was on here with cats, man, that I felt safe and comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this time, man, y'all started me on a journey, man, to resolve some things, man, that I put on, that I stuffed away. I chose not to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little frustrated because my internet is not working right or whatever. Because there were some things that I wanted to say, I wanted to express, but I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to share this moment with y'all.
All right. Well, look, what we always do after every episode, man, we acknowledge the people who was in our chat. Biz, Bruce Williams, good to see you, brother.
Biz,
You know what I'm saying? Hey, always much
Good to
my
see you,
respect.
man,
bro.
Go back a long way, brother.
my
Long way.
man,
Eric,
my man, my
Eric, you
brother,
know,
my
you
man.
look, the Eric, you are Damon and myself, very good friend. You know, we pretty much grew up together. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see you up here too, brother. We're gonna have you on when y'all ready to come on, so let us know. But let me just say this: go to our YouTube channel and
Subscribe.
share this. Everybody who watching this, share this with your friends because no matter what, no matter what, we got something for everyone. Just listen. You don't have to listen to it at one time, but listen to it because these brothers are giving you their authentic truth. They're not trying to impress you. What we're doing is we're just talking. We're just having a casual conversation about how we feel about things. And they are hearing their own voice. You feel what I'm saying? So my thing is, this is what we're about. So go to our YouTube channel and tell your friends to go and like, share, and subscribe to it. And make sure people come on, because we try to be on every Friday at 7:30. You know what I mean? And bro, ladies, gentlemen, we are having a ball. And we thank you for everyone who came in and listened to us. Thank you. We appreciate it. But this is all about hearing it from quote unquote regular people, how we feel. And this ain't no love fest. This is real. It's all authentic. So, ladies, hit me up. Message me. You want to come on? Message me, ladies. We need you. We got one beautiful woman coming on next week or a week after, Rochelle Turner. You know what I mean? She's a beautiful woman and she a strong woman also. So she's going to have a good time on here. Okay? You know, so Willie, always a pleasure, brother. I know you you were where you were at and was loud, but always a pleasure. Man, you're a good brother and very insightful and authentic. All you brothers are authentic, man. So what I'm gonna do is, guys, y'all stay on while I get ready to end this thing, and we're gonna talk about it. But
Peace.
everybody, hit me up. Peace to y'all.
Peace.
Baba Lucy Montgomery.
Baba Lucy Mangani, baby.